You probably wear jeans more than almost anything else in your wardrobe, but the question of how often they should be washed is still widely debated. Some people wash them constantly, others barely at all, and both sides think they are right. The truth sits somewhere in between, and understanding it means looking at how jeans are made, how they behave over time, and what actually happens when they go through the laundry. We'll talk about that right here on History of Simple Things. Jeans were first created in the late 1800s by Levi Strauss and Jacob Davis as tough work pants for miners and laborers who needed clothing that could survive harsh conditions. Denim, the fabric used, is a tightly woven cotton twill that was designed for strength rather than comfort or fashion. Back then, washing jeans was not a lifestyle decision or a debate. It was simply done when necessary, because the focus was durability, not appearance. Over time, however, jeans shifted from workwear to everyday fashion, and that changed how people treat them, including how often they wash them. Jeans are different from most clothing because of their structure and how they are worn. They are made from thick denim that does not absorb sweat and odor as quickly as lighter fabrics. They are also worn over underwear, which reduces direct contact with the skin. Another major factor is the dye. Most jeans are colored with indigo, which sits mostly on the surface of the fibers instead of fully penetrating them. This is why jeans fade over time, especially with washing and friction. That fading is not just wear and tear. For many people, it is part of the appeal. Every wash also slightly alters the fabric. It relaxes fibers, softens texture, and gradually breaks down the deep blue tone that makes jeans look new. This is why some people prefer to delay washing, hoping to preserve both shape and color for longer. Few clothing topics create as much disagreement as jean washing habits. Some people treat jeans like any other garment and wash them after every use. Others stretch it to several wears. A smaller group takes it further and avoids washing for long periods. This idea became widely discussed after Chip Bergh mentioned that he rarely washes his jeans unless necessary. His comment sparked debate because it challenged normal hygiene expectations, even though it was rooted in preserving fabric quality and reducing unnecessary wear. When jeans go into the washing machine, several things happen at once. Water causes cotton fibers to swell, detergent lifts away oils and dirt, and movement creates friction between fibers. Over time, this friction weakens the structure of the fabric. Heat from dryers can intensify this effect, making fibers shrink or become brittle. Meanwhile, indigo dye gradually fades with each cycle because it is not deeply embedded in the cotton. This is why freshly washed jeans often look lighter than before. None of this means washing is bad, but it does explain why frequent washing changes jeans faster than most people expect. A common concern is whether worn jeans become unhygienic if they are not washed often. Studies, including one discussed at the University of Alberta, found that bacteria levels on jeans do not necessarily increase dramatically over time compared to freshly washed pairs worn for short periods. Most bacteria found on clothing are naturally occurring skin microbes and are not harmful in normal conditions. However, this does not mean jeans should be ignored indefinitely. Dirt, sweat, and external contamination still matter, especially when visible or noticeable by smell. For most people, a practical range is around 5 to 10 wears before washing. This is not a strict rule but a balanced guideline based on comfort, hygiene, and fabric care. If jeans are worn briefly in clean environments, they can last longer between washes. If they are worn in heat during physical activity or in situations that cause sweating, they will need more frequent cleaning. The condition of the jeans matters more than the number of wears. A simple way to think about it is this: jeans do not need constant washing, but they should never be ignored when they are clearly dirty. There are situations where waiting is not a good idea. If jeans are stained, exposed to mud, or carry strong odors, they should be washed right away. The same applies if they have been worn during illness or heavy sweating. At that point, fabric preservation is less important than cleanliness. When washing is necessary, gentle handling helps extend the life of denim. Turning jeans inside out reduces fading, cold water protects fibers, and mild detergent prevents harsh chemical wear. Air drying is also better than machine drying because it avoids heat damage and shrinkage. These small adjustments help jeans keep their shape and color for much longer. Reducing how often jeans are washed is not only good for the fabric, but also for resource use. Laundry consumes water and electricity, and jeans are among the most resource-intensive clothing items to produce in the first place. By extending the time between washes, people can slightly reduce their environmental footprint without sacrificing cleanliness or comfort. In some circles, especially among raw denim enthusiasts, washing habits are part of a larger culture. Raw denim is worn for long periods before the first wash to create unique fading patterns based on movement and lifestyle. Over time, jeans develop distinct marks that reflect how they were worn. Creases, fades, and wear lines become personal signatures rather than flaws. So how often should jeans be washed? The answer is simple but flexible. Most of the time, jeans do not need constant washing, but they also should not be neglected for too long. Around 5 to 10 wears is a practical balance, adjusted by real conditions rather than strict rules. Jeans are built to endure, and part of their character comes from how they are worn between washes. Treat them with a bit of care, a bit of patience, and a bit of common sense, and they will last far longer than most clothes in your closet. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.